Welcome to another NBA offensive preview. I'm Coach Piper. We're going to look at the Miami Heat. The Heat are an interesting team. They had some acquisitions, Hassan Whiteside's emergence, and just injuries that really derailed their season. You know, Bosh going down, Wade was kind of beat up a little bit. So we'll see what Spoelstra does this year with that roster. If Whiteside will even start, if they play Bosh at the 5, and just see what decisions that they make throughout the season and how fast they go to their small ball lineups and their space and pace lineups and things like that. The great thing about Erik Spoelstra is he's very, very good at, adjusting his schemes for certain personnel, so he can adjust and have his space of pace lineup, that he knows that's who he wants in different situations. And he knows if Whiteside's in the game and Bosh in the game, they can go a little bit bigger and play through the post a little bit more. They can have great spacing while having a great post presence and things like that. So the versatility that he employs in his lineups is always fun to watch. And we're going to go through some of their sets that they ran last year and see what they did. Some of the Heat's early offense and some of the early attacks that they employed last year. A lot of their offense was based on getting the ball up the floor and, spacing it out and trying to score a little bit earlier. First we're going to look at is their handoff series. So you're going to see the point guard come here and hand off to the wing. That's going to trigger a couple of different things that they run out of it. They run a pin down screen, a double screen, and then a nice set for Chris Bosh to get a pin down. So here you see the handoff occurred from Chalmers to the wing. Bosh is going to come here and set a pin down. Wade's just going to come off it right to the basket. And this is pretty bad defense by the Bulls in this clip. But you'll see the pin down occur. Nice curl action to the layup. So handoff on the wing. Pin down. Looking to get a shot. And I was watching some of these sets, and I could see Erik Spoelstra right before one of the plays said handoff and just showed his hand like out. Handoff was the trigger for this, so that's why I just call it this handoff series. So you see handoff now into a double stagger for Luol Deng. Looking just for some quick hitters, some quick action. If this is not open, more often than not, they flow into a ball screen or looking to get Hassan Whiteside posted up or just kind of playing after that. Nothing really specific that they're trying to go for. But more often than not, they scored off this set, so that was why it was one of my favorites. And I think they'll probably run a lot more now that they have some of the new acquisitions, like Dragic will have a full year under his belt, and go from that. Here they run a little pin down for Chris Bosh to get open. Next, we're going to look at a pick and roll set that is similar to kind of the pistol action, but the big, in this case, the center, Chris Bosh, smaller center, is going to come out and receive the pass from Shabazz Napier. Shabazz is going to cut off him. He's going to fake the dribble handoff here, pass to the point guard, and then follow into a ball screen. So you'll see pass to the wing, fake handoff, pass the point guard at the top of the key, follow into a ball screen. All right, now we're going to look at the Miami Heat Middle Flash Series. The only reason I call it Middle Flash Series is, and you'll see why, is in different scenarios. Sometimes it can be a down screen for Chris Bosh, or sometimes it can be a down screen for the center. But essentially, a player, guard forward, more than likely Chris Bosh, Luol Deng, those type of players, is going to flash to the middle of the floor and receive the pass. And what that's going to trigger is different actions they can run out of it. So here you'll see Dwayne Wade passes it. He's going to cut off Chris Bosh, screen for Luol Deng. Luol Deng is going to come off it, receive a handoff. Dwayne Wade can make it look like he's going to go screen across, come off a handoff. Chris Bosh can fake the handoff and go. It can be a fake handoff and isolation for Chris Bosh. It can be a number of different things that they run out of it based on reads, or he can call it from the bench and say, "Hey, I want you to run X," or I want whatever their play call is for that. When the Heat go into their horns or elbow series, you'll see them, touch the elbow for the elbow, but really it's a horn set. What they look to do more often than not is cross the bigs, or look at a quick scoring opportunity off a quick down screen. So here all you're going to see is Birdman come down, kind of set a screen or rub Danny Granger's man. He's going to pop out. They do the same thing for Bosh. The big split at the elbows, and they look to get a quick shot or score off it, and they can't score, then they go into their horn series. So here we're going to look at some of the sets that they get to get some quick hitters. You'll see just a couple of down screens here, looking to get the bigs open. It's pretty good action for quick hitters looking to get a quick score. More often than not, they flew into horns, though. So we'll see. This is the after timeout special set that they run for Chris Bosh. What you'll see is guard's going to come down, set a screen. Chris Bosh is just going to come look to curl and get open on this wing. If he can't get open right off the screen, it's just an isolation for him. Spoelstra's horn sets. I'm not going to go through each one individually. His horn series is pretty deep and pretty vast. I did a special on his 2014 playoff horn sets. That's a good video to watch if you want to get a feel for some of the horn sets he runs. But essentially, what you'll see is you'll see the bigs cross more often than not. You'll see flex action. You'll see screen to screen, or you'll see horns stagger, horns pin down, horns curl, horns rip, just all the different kinds of horn sets that you would normally associate with NBA teams. If you want to see more of those, I actually made an NBA horns playbook. It's part 1 and part 2. It's one of my favorite videos to do. So if you want to get a feel for more horns, but basically that's what he runs more often than not out of there. If they do the elbow, you see him touch the elbow, that's signify horns. That's going to do it for my Miami Heat preview. I am looking forward to see what Spoelstra does this year. I think, he's very creative, and he'll come up with awesome ways to get everybody involved and come up with a system that's going to work for the team. And if you guys got any questions or comments or anything, drop them on here. Hit me up on Twitter at HalfCourtHoops. Thanks.